Today, I want to share with you the story of the ugly duckling. Now, I know, listen, some of you are already thinking, what could this, as you look on stage, what could this majestic, awesome, dead, sexy swan possibly know about being an ugly duckling? But more than you know, that I got to kind of use the podium for my tale, as it's just one of those kind of talks. By the way, I have to mention, my goodness, I could not be more proud of Robert King and the King Builders. His talk, I was so proud of him, I got weak in the knees. Proud. What a powerful talk. Recruiting is a way of life. So, to start off with, the summer of my third year of life, I was literally, and no joking here, right? This is really what happened. I was run over by a riding lawnmower at 3 years old. And not to be graphic, but I literally lost a third of my left foot. The surgeon made it clear to my mom and dad there was no promise that I would ever walk again. And if I did, it would be with a severe limp. I spent almost a year as a little boy living at that hospital. My fourth birthday was not spent running around in a party. It was spent in a hospital bed in a half body cast to keep my live skin graft together while I was healing. I was an ugly duckling as long as I can remember. You know how easy it is for your mind to travel down that path? Frank, you have a mangled foot. You will never be normal. You will never be like the other kids. Now, before I get into this, I want to throw a little disclaimer out there. You know, I want to honor my mom and dad. They did a great job raising us. They were good people. They put a roof over our head. They did the best with what they had. Which, you know, trying to raise 5 kids on the salary of a bus driver and a police officer, trust me, money was tight, right? So when I went to school, right, this is what the cool kids wore, right? They had the Ralph Lauren polo with the real horse and the polo guy on there, right? You know, they wore Levi's name brand jeans. For the ugly duckling style, we would wear a name brand called Hand-Me-Down. And the worst thing about Hand-Me-Down is that they are never in style, right? They're out of style. Or even worse yet, some of the Hand-Me-Downs were never in style. I could literally see my Uncle Ricky going to his mom going, you know what, why don't we give that to Frankie? Wouldn't that be nice? Let's give that to Frankie. Right? And, I mean, honestly, when were bell-bottom corduroy ever in style? The embarrassing sound of zzz, zzz. Do you know what that is? Let me tell you what that is. Only those who have also walked through the same shadow of the sound of rubbing corduroy steps, Valley of Death, know what that sound is. When I got the t-shirt, it looked like that. The first day I put it on, it looked like that, right? And that wasn't when it was in style, right? Today, they wear it out before you buy it. That wasn't how it worked back in the day, right? Man. The cool kids, they got to wear Nike high tops, Reebok high tops. The ugly duckling shoes, Does anyone know the brand called Trax? It's also known as Kmart Special shoes. Toys. When I was a young boy, I would kneel next to my bed and I would pray, "Dear Lord, I want a Star Wars spaceship for Christmas." And I dreamed of getting the Millennium Falcon. And what does the ugly duckling get? That's not even a spaceship! That is the weakest, that's the cheapest, weak suck Star Wars vehicle ever. The land speeder is the Kia of Star Wars vehicles. You know, I was always the short kid, the butt of all the jokes. You know, to be honest, hey, I was the easy target. I was the low-hanging fruit, right? You go to school, the kids that felt insecure about themselves, and they're kind of scanning the playing field. Who can we pick on? The short kid. That's an easy target. I was ever the ugly duckling. Growing up, I had a very rocky, on and off relationship with my mother. I would run away several times over my childhood career. And you know why? It's because I was sure that I really wasn't wanted at home. I was a shame to our good family. And the fourth and final time that I ran away, my mom looked in my 13-year-old eyes and said, right after the scolding I got, said, "And this time, go ahead and run away, because no one's going to come and look for you." And so I did. The ugly duckling no one wanted. A failed marriage. I won't go through the sordid details, but I can tell you right now that this is the one that almost did me in. I think a broken heart can literally be fatal if you let it. I remember many lonely, desperate nights, up all hours, tormenting myself with thoughts on how no one loves you, Frank. Everyone that you want love from just wants to leave you. You will never be normal. Even God will not shine his face on this ugly duckling. Maybe it would have been better if the ugly duckling had never been born at all. The enemy of mankind, Lucifer, was training a new demon one day. And he was showing him around his war room. And he was showing this young demon the massive, gaping maw of the machinery of greed and the powerful, ironclad weapon of anger. But off in the distance, at the head of the room on a pedestal with a spotlight shining down on it, was a small little metal sliver. And the demon thought, what a curious thing. It's so small. Why has that got such a place of honor? And he asked, and Satan said, "This is my most prized weapon. I have destroyed kingdoms. I have ruined marriages. I have taken lives, countless lives, with this amazing weapon. This weapon is discouragement. Once I get this chink in a warrior's armor, I can slowly but surely burn him to ashes." The thing is, transformation is coded in the DNA. The swan can only become a swan because, in spite of the outside, the genetics internally is what makes it a swan. It was by design that it was a swan. The mystery of the DNA is the waiting for the catalyst, the decision to actuate the transformation. You are the swan from birth. You have the spiritual genetics of greatness. That is your heritage. You see, I know who you are. I can look in each and every one of your eyes, and I can tell you, I see the family resemblance. I know who your father is. You are a child of the King. On the force, our team logo is the phoenix. And the old phoenix has to die from the ashes to transform into a new, more powerful phoenix to rise and become something incredible.
I feel like a phoenix from the ashes. Because I feel like a phoenix from the ashes. I'm a believer, can't stop the riot. I'm a believer, I'm from the fire. Afraid to die. No, nothing can stop this war.
You know we are at war, don't you? Against poverty, against mediocrity.
No ashes to ashes, no dust to dust. No, nothing can stop this war. Because I feel like a phoenix from the ashes. Because I feel like a phoenix from the ashes. And I don't think about tomorrow. So rise with me, like a phoenix from the ashes.
Adversity does not want you to change. It wants you to stay in that little egg because you're not dangerous when you're hidden there. Your DNA is waiting for you to transform. Adversity is the catalyst to transform you. Take it as a blessing. It's the refining fire that makes you who you are. The death of the phoenix is required first. Then they can transform, rise, and become something incredible. Let me give you an example of transform, rise, and become incredible. I call upon the power of the duck and transform! Stop you! I'm a big mouth. They can hear me. No weak suck land speeder can stop you. No ridicule or bully can stop you. No dysfunctional family can stop you. No broken heart can stop you. Nothing can stop you if you will transform and rise and become incredible.